loves, my name is Paige, this is Patience with Paige, and today we're going to be doing the Heartstopper tag. So I apologise for the noise. I am filming in Ash's store. They have an amazing Heartstopper display. They actually have like 4 or 5 floating around, and I thought this would be perfect to have Nick and Charlie in while doing the Heartstopper tag, which has been created by a book fiend named Mel. I love Mel to bits, and she fell in love with the Heartstopper series and show and wanted to show some love and created the Heartstopper tag and tagged me to do it. And I'm very excited because I love the graphic novels. With this, each question can be answered with a book, a TV show, or a movie. You can do just books, just TV shows, or just movies. I'm going to try and do all 3. I don't watch many TVs or movies, so this was slightly challenging for me. So the first one is LGBTQIA+ rep, because this show is all about an LGBT relationship. What is a book, TV show, or movie that has excellent LGBT rep? By Leah Johnson. I loved the sapphic relationship in this and thought that it was insanely adorable. Just a really cute depiction of a relationship in high school, and deals with a lot of different topic matter at the same time. It was really awesome, and I fell in love with this and the characters, and especially having the representation that's in this was just absolutely amazing. In terms of a TV show, I'm going with Grey's Anatomy. I can't remember what season, but I used to watch this when it was coming out. It's season 1 during high school, and the first representation of a bisexual person in TV, mainstream media, was Kelly Torres, and I just really appreciated that, and it really resonated with someone who was learning about their identity at that time. So for me, yes, I really appreciated it. Also, their relationship of just dealing with coming to terms, being out, and the things that go along with having an adult LGBT relationship. And then movie, I'm going with a funny one, but it's But I'm a Cheerleader, which probably not the most politically correct LGBT rep, but holy dooly, this just got me. The relationship in it just filled me with joy. There is a lot of emotional attachment I have to this movie and to the soundtrack, so yes, I'm going with this for excellent LGBT representation, because for me it definitely presented it in a light that I hadn't seen before and just really resonated with at the time that I watched it. The next is just great rep in general. So additional to LGBT rep in the graphic novels and show, Heartstopper has really great rep for other diversities as well. So just name a book, TV show, or movie that also has some other sorts of fantastic rep. So the first, I'm going with Raybearer by John Ifueko. This has amazing representation for BIPOC characters and the just display of their magic, and one really powerful scene comes through with their hair and the cultural ties to their magic and their hair and freeing themselves and that sort of representation, and I thought that was a really powerful moment. It also is African inspired and just done exceptionally well. For TV show, I'm going with Kipo. I haven't watched all of it, but I absolutely loved what I did watch and just found that it was very inclusive as a whole. And then for movies, I'm going with Coach Carter. This just really resonated to the teacher side of me, and for the fact that he was not afraid to bench his students till they focused on their academics. I just found that very empowering, and I thought that it was really well done at portraying the different kinds of communities and how really you can make a difference if someone just believes. For number 3, it is a romance. So Nick and Charlie's relationship, it is predominantly their romance blossoming. So a book, TV show, or movie that has a great romantic plot or subplot. So for the book, I'm going with Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. This absolutely hit home. It deals with grief, but it is also a blossoming relationship. So it is a romance, but it also is dealing with such hard-hitting topics at the forefront, and I just absolutely admired it and fell in love with it when I read it. For TV show, I'm going with Castle, because I hardcore obsessed over their relationship and the development and all slow burn that it was, and just, ooh, yes. And for movie, I'm going with Legally Blonde, because I adore seeing Elle's relationships blossom both within herself and the romance that eventually occurs is just so wholesome, and I love it with every fibre of my being. Next up is YA, so your favourite YA book, TV show or movie, or one that represents the teenage experience really well. For me, I'm going with a Fire and High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This is dealing with the teenage experience of being a teenage mum and the decisions that you make, the exploration of developing your sense of self, as well as just being a teenager and getting to experience the teenage experience. But it is so different because you're raising a child. So very interesting. Not a situation that everyone will have gone through, but I feel like every aspect of it is still relatable in some way, shape or form to the teenage experience. In terms of TV show, I would be remiss not to go with Lizzie McGuire. I grew up on this. Yes, it is perfection. My teenage experience resonates with Gordo being the wholesome little bean that he is, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So yes. And for movie, I'm going with Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging. Yes, it is also a book, but I adored watching this movie. I think it's fantastic. Aaron Johnson was the teenage crush during this time and represents the awkwardness that is being a teenager and figuring out romance. Is a solid one. Next up is graphic novels. So the source material is a graphic novel. Recommend a fantastic graphic novel, manga or comic, or a beautifully illustrated book, or a fantastic cartoon or anime. So I decided to go with a manga, and for that I'm recommending My Brother's Husband Volume 1 by Gengoro Tagami. I adore this so much and still need to read the second volume. Every time I mention it, I'm like, ah! So absolutely beautiful, looking at an LGBT relationship where one of the partners has passed away and his partner goes to Japan and meets his brother and gets to learn about their family, their culture, their ideas and beliefs, and it's just really wholesome, and I think deals with understanding of LGBT relationships in another culture really well. I really just love the characters. They're really adorable. In terms of cartoon, I immediately knew that I wanted to mention Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is one of Ash's all-time favorite shows, and he managed to get me to watch it from beginning to end, and I adored it. I absolutely think it is a fantastic cartoon that deals with really interesting topics, and the progression of the characters is just so heartfelt, and it's so well done. And I just feel like if you are struggling to get into watching TV shows, this is actually a really good one. Also, elemental magic, like, yes. And for anime, I grew up on Cardcaptor Sakura, so I'm going to mention that. I know it is also a manga as well, but I have only predominantly seen the anime, and Tiny Paige grew up on that shit and absolutely loved it. We watched the first 2 or 3 episodes again, and we were watching it subbed, so we couldn't make it like watching it while we were eating dinner because hand-eye coordination's not a thing that I can do, so we need to continue on and rewatch it, but I just know that I loved it as a kid and would highly recommend. And then we have our 2 characters. So Nick Nelson, the lovable golden retriever, a character that is just lovable, gentle, sweet, and all-round puppy energy. So for books, I'm going with Hercules from Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. Yes, he is a cinnamon roll puppy dog, beautiful, wonderful, wholesome being, and whilst it is kinky, it is also glorious. And yes, I managed to get a Katie Robert recommendation in with a Heartstopper tag, so feeling proud of myself for that one. For TV show, I'm going with Abby from NCIS. I loved her character growing up. Again, was one of those shows I would watch consistently, and I love her to bits. She is such puppy dog energy and absolutely perfect for this prompt. And for movie, I'm going to say Neil Perry from Dead Poets Society. He just, oh my god, he was beautiful. I love him so much. My heart still breaks every time I think of this movie, but I love it, so yes. Then lastly, we have Charlie Spring, who's your shy nerdy boy, a character that's a sweet shy nerd. So for books, I'm going with The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. I don't think you could get more shy and nerdy than Nina, and just everything about her screams perfect for this prompt. I absolutely adore her character and just really appreciated this book. And yeah, in terms of TV show, I'm going with Spencer Reid from Criminal Minds. I did previously have someone else, but yes, just hello, yes. Thank you, sweet, shy, nerdy boy. I love you to bits. And then for movie, I'm going with Cameron James from 10 Things I Hate About You. He, again, was just one of those shy, nerdy boys that I absolutely fell in love with. But I do have to admit that my favorite shy, nerdy boy is currently just standing over there being amazing and wonderful. That's it for the Heartstopper tag. Thank you once again to Mel for tagging me. I was so happy to be able to do this and use this space, and thank you Ash for letting me hijack your store. I'm sorry, we will be going home soon. I love you dearly. Let me know in the comments what character springs to mind, whether it be book, TV or movie, that is a golden retriever puppy dog energy, and or your shy nerdy boy. Let me know either of those down below. I don't know who's into Heartstopper. I don't know who to tag, so if you'd like to do this, consider yourself tagged. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess in this chaotic location, feel free to subscribe. And I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! There is a truck without a truck. That was weird. It was like the truck that was meant to tow a trailer, but it didn't have the trailer back to it, so it was just the front bit with the little wheelie bit, so it was like a stunted truck. It was like dee 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 dee